Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you are hearing this sweet, adorable voice of mine, it's me, your very favorite host, Pastor Mrs. Linda AMOAH, coming your way once again. Today being the 31st and the last Tuesday of the year 2024. We're not going to meet any Tuesday like this again. If you will meet any other Tuesday, then it's going to be in the year 2025. And the Lord has indeed dealt with us so bountifully. He has been so gracious unto us. What shall we render unto the Lord? If Adonai had not been on our side, where would we have been? Many are those who have fallen alongside the way, but the Lord has still sustained you and I. And if you are alive this morning, one thing that I want you to do for me is to keep sharing this link to all your loved ones. Keep sharing the videos, keep sharing on Facebook, YouTube, your TikTok. Bless a friend, because we are here to transform life. And as I always say, life in this world is indeed a great struggle, both for the young and old. And even those who think that they have the great riches, they also have the troubles of their own. It could be you are looking up to me as your mentor, but you don't know the ups and downs. Now, the Jericho walls that I had to cross, I had to crawl, I have to sing, I have to clap, I have to run around. But when you hear my story, then you get to know that, yes, indeed, Adonai is still in the making business. And that you, the mentee who is looking up to me, will also know when you get to that bridge, how you will be able to cross it, because the mistakes of your mentor has become the gain of what the mentees. We are always here not to blab, but to see and to say the glorious things that the Lord has dealt with us throughout our years and our lives on this earth. That is why always we come Tuesday morning between the hours of 11 a.m. Eastern time, and then this time it is 5 p.m. in Ghana, GMT, and other places it's at midnight, and even so others have even entered almost into the new year, way back in Australia. So we are grateful to God today for how far He has brought us. It is indeed the doing of the Lord. And for me, it is so marvelous in my sight because God has been so gracious unto us. A beautiful day indeed. A beautiful day indeed today. And before we set the ball rolling, let me first of all say a happy new year in advance to the man, the set man of this house, our father, the angel of the house, Pastor Mark Asante Menu. Mama Comfort Asante Menu. Daddy and Mommy, your guidance, your teachings, your love, your care, your tender mercies is how far has brought us all here this moment. If you have not given us the chance, who are we? And how will we even get this opportunity to meet these great men and women? We have been bringing them on board every Tuesday. Daddy, we say, God bless you. And to all my fellow associate pastors, I say, God bless you all. Pastor Dan has always been my production manager from day one. Pastor Dan, always here with me in the studios. Pastor Dan, God bless you so much. The love you are showing to your mother, I really, really appreciate. Wherever he has to go, because of me, he will say, I will cancel my appointment and be with you. Pastor Dan, God bless you. Also to my able manager, Apostle Goldwater. Happy New Year in advance. God bless you so much. Your teachings, your guidance, your it is all going well. And God improving me daily. Apostle Goldwater, meet me Chiawaka. May the Lord pay you for your good work and increase you in wisdom, in stature, in understanding. And may the Spirit of the Lord continue to rest upon you. To all the church board of Upper Room and also your support you're giving to our Father, to the ministry and to the studios, we say God bless you all. Upper Room Fraternity family, we say God bless you all. And will I leave my family alone? No. I say God bless my husband so dearly and also to all my children. Say God bless you for your moral support, your prayers, your encouragement. Oh, I really appreciate you. And to my entire family, I say God bless you. Happy New Year. In advance to all of us. Today, don't forget to go. Say all white 31st night. So I've started my 31st night already this morning, and I am giving glory because I am moving into victory with the Lord, moving in victory with the Lord. And yes, we will surely get there. We will surely get there. And it is so marvelous. It is so marvelous, and the Lord has indeed done a great thing for our lives this morning. What can we say? Mikasa mekai mekasa mariache but today we have a great man of God. Sia, wherever you are this morning, I say God bless you so much. I see Michael, and then Michael, I say Sia, I am coming. Give me a back pass. Just a flyer. And today we are super blessed with another great man of God who is also a very good friend and brother to our own father, Reverend Sia Michael Nwabenu. And I really appreciate all the fathers that he has connected me with them throughout the year 2024. To all men and women of God, to all teachers, all doctors, all entrepreneurs, all students that came on the live program throughout the year 2024 to today. Today we have our last born here. He said, I want to be the last born for the year 2024. So to everyone who participated one way or the other, I say God bless you all. Mom, money, but no more. Not just say there is nobody. Me alone, I cannot do it. But all the time, through some of the disappointments and everything, God made us through. And all these days, we've been able to be successful until today. It is the doing of the Lord. And I say, God bless you all. And today, as I rightly said, I have a great man of God. He is a pastor, a head pastor. And the lead pastor of Revival Assemblies of God Church, located in Jefferson Davis Highway, Woodbridge, all the way in Virginia, United States. Pastor Tony was born in Accra to Mr. PK ADALETEY and Madam Comfort Zoyiku, attended Bethel Primary and Middle School, After excelling in his common entrance, he started at Hohoe. He studied at Hohoe EP Secondary School and later Kando Secondary School. He graduated from the University of Cape Coast in 2000, taught at Pando Senior High School for 9 good years, and then moved into the United States of America. Today, this is our special guest, our last baby for the year 2024. Pastor, God bless you and good morning. Thanks for joining my Encounter at Jericho.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having me.
We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate your dedication and your love for my Encounter at Jericho. Viewers, I entreat all of you that you keep sharing on your Facebook, keep sharing on your YouTube. Bring in your comments, and then we will also read every comment. But because it is really going well and we are all doing it to the glory of God, not to man, we are here only to show ourselves approved unto God, but not unto any man. So please keep sharing, and your life will never be the same. And as I always say, by sharing, you automatically becomes who? An evangelist. So we are diving to our father, our Reverend Pastor Tony, this morning to share with us his encounters in life. So I'll first of all ask, Pastor, we just read your bio and we saw where you went to school and where you started. But someone will ask, how come you became a Christian? Were you born in a Christian background to our father, our grandfather, and our mother?
Thank you very much. I want to take this opportunity to thank you very much for reaching out to me and then having me. I want to also take the opportunity to just congratulate you for the good work you are doing, and your team has been awesome throughout the year, and you kept at it, and may God strengthen you. And I know greater doors will be opening to you come 2025. I want to also take this opportunity to salute my spiritual father, Apostle Ernest Adulai, and then want to thank him for passing through, being with us here for about 2 weeks and being a blessing to us. I want to thank my wife and children, yes, for their support. And then, of course, Sia Nagbewonu, Michael Nagbewonu, a very good friend and a brother. And yes, to Dev, I'll be giving other comments later on, but to delve into the issue, I wasn't born in a Christian home per se, and not also in, just born and then moving on. But my mother was the key factor of my background in Christianity. My father was a Catholic, very devoted Catholic. He's gone to be with the Lord. But my mother helped us and then introduced us into Christianity. He was into charismatic churches and then to Assemblies of God. And through his effort, his prayers, his dedication, his commitment, the children saw how her life was going. And we said, no, this woman has something, we better follow her. So we followed her to church. And from that time up to now, we've been in the faith to the glory of God. So that is my brief story regarding the question.
So now, heading up as reading from your background, where you went to school, your elementary education, and all these things. Growing up, what are some of the difficulties that you've been through whilst you were growing up in school? Let's go to school first.
Yeah, it wasn't that easy. A time came when my mother was like a single mother sort of in Accra and selling all manner of products, firewood, kinky. Her specialty was actually kinky, and during the famine 1983, I could vividly recall that she would be selling kinky, and then the kinky will not be cooked, but people will come and then pick it from the fire and then take it home and continue the cooking.
Wow.
Because if they wait, there will be shortage. So they wouldn't be able to get kinky. So they have to take it raw like that home. I have to sometimes join her, and we have to go through Mamobi market and then Malamata market. I'll be carrying the fish and she will be carrying the kinky and selling. While doing that, I was also attending school. And then at time she started making candy. There is some local type of candy she was doing. We have to pay our school fees and go to school. So my siblings will rotate. Those days in Accra, we have the shift system. So some of my siblings will be going to school in the morning shift. Others will be going afternoon shift. Then after 2 weeks, it will change. So I'll be selling the candy. Let me use the candy so that people will understand. We call it toffee, candy. So I'll be selling it. And then when it is around 11:30, 45, I will rush home, wash down, wear my uniform. Then my sister or my brother, whoever will take over from me, will now come take over from me, and then I'll go to school. So that was how the life was growing up in the streets of Accra, and it wasn't easy. But through the grace of God, God kept all of us. We didn't go off the radar of God, but we kept at it, and by the grace of God, we are who we are today.
So how many siblings do you have?
8 siblings, 6 girls ahead of me. I'm the first boy, the 7th born, and then my parents' last born, a boy. So 2 boys, 8 girls.
Wow. 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 So during all these hawking situations and stuff, I know that sometimes people go through mockery. And especially what you sell when you are in school, most of the time, these are the things that sometimes, you are being called with and stuff. How was your situation when you were in school?
Those days, it wasn't easy, as you know. The struggle, and then people were born with silver spoon in their mouth, even at that time. Some of us, we were not fortunate to even be born with wooden spoon in our mouth. So we have to go through everything. But, we knew our background. We knew where we were coming from. So in spite of whatever gesture or gesturing or ridicule or whatever anybody, sometimes not directly, but you can see it from their attitude towards you, like something. And even the school uniform itself, it wasn't easy. Sometimes you have a torn school uniform, let me put in some guy a little bit, they'll tell you, do not breach, your school uniform, the back is torn.
And then,
it's a buttocks braid, so they call it do not braid. So a whole lot of things, but we didn't just say that, okay, because of that, we are stopping school. We are going to do anything out there. We kept at it, and then we ignored the ridicule. We ignored the laughter. We ignored all the things people were throwing at us by way of their attitude. We will sell and go ahead. And I had a problem. There was a time, my mother sells kinky. So she was frying fish. She fried fish too. So along the line, when I was born, that is why I don't take the work of God and serving God for granted. I believe God kept me alive for a reason. So I told you, 6 girls, I believe they were trying for a boy. I think my dad was looking for a boy, and they were trying. So a girl. Then I came. When I appeared on the scene, one day it was raining, and my mother was frying the fish as usual. And then all of a sudden, my sisters were around what we call the coal pot. Yeah, things were going on. And then 2 of my sisters started struggling for a seat, around the
fire,
hot, frying pan and, fish. Whilst in the struggle, I fell straight into the oil. Unfortunately for me, my mother was indoors, and this thing was happening outside. Unfortunately for me, they ran away because they were scared. Whoever would be holding me before my mother can receive some slaps. So for them not to be beaten, they took to their heels, and I was left in the hot, frying oil. My mother came out. There was a shout, so she came out. She saw her one and only baby boy in a hot, boiling oil. Took me, and through the grace of God, hospital and a whole lot of things, I survived. So now, Pastor Linda, you heard, that is why when I'm serving God, people would think it is because of something. I know what God has done for me. And that is why I go all out. I might not be doing it the best way, but to the best of my ability, I go all out for God. Get me alive. So that is one of the story I wanted to put out there.
Wow. This is as a mother,
I know.
I'm feeling it right here. Coming to
know.
stand, in a boiling hot oil.
Yeah.
And imagine the size of the basin on fire, because I know the size of the pan that they use doing this frying fish, because it's commercial. It's not just for household, commercial. So I'm trying to see the quantity of the oil. Which was it your stomach in
my head? So if you see me, you see that there is a mark. There is a mark on my head. Yeah, it's where I'm just pointing at. Yeah, that place. So
wow.
But my body, everything is fresh. Everything is fine. Only my
wow. That is just the scout that God wants you to use in drawing to men and women to God. He said, when we lift him up, he will draw men unto himself. So with these testimonies and it as a signal, Paul said, I beat my body. So out of all those things that people got to know how far and what God was really indeed and intended to do in the life of Paul. So it is all part of the doings of the Lord. Viewers, we are so grateful this morning. Today is the 31st day of the year 2024. And as I rightly said from the beginning, we're not going to see this year again. We're not going to see any day again. And we are here to bless you. And for you to also be a blessing and for God to change your name, I entreat you all to start sharing. Keep sharing to all your Facebook contacts. Screenshot some portion of them on TikTok. You'll make your reels, and then people might. It's going to save life. Those of you who have been coming on to share, and then you leave, you view and you leave. Sometimes we see a lot of people, viewing, seeing them, and then sharing, and then they leave. They didn't stay on. We know sometimes some bundles problem, but you are really indeed doing a very good job, and we thank you for all your love that you've shown towards Upper Room radio TV programs throughout the years. I say God bless you all. Okay, so let me allow Reverend to take some water. Let's acknowledge viewers online today. I'm seeing Pastor Kumi online. Our chairman says, welcome, Reverend. God bless you and a prosperous new year. More grace, Pastor Linda. See you tonight. Yes, surely I am coming with speed. And then also, I see Melody Domenu. Through it all, we have learned to trust in Jesus. And he says, Ebenezer. This is how far the Lord has brought us. Yes, indeed, this is how far the Lord has brought you. Say, if you go through all these struggles, go through all these tribulations, and you don't serve the living God that saved you, then indeed, I don't know the kind of person that you are, because in this world, there is only a ruler, and that is the Adonai God that you and I, we are all serving. We serve a living God, right? Indeed. So, Reverend, welcome back. I will ask this question and I will ask and say, being the only boy, I know most of the time, if you are coming from a family whereby you are the only person and at least seeing ladies ahead, and in the olden days, most of the women, especially if your mother is working, is a trader, would love to engage the daughters, educate them in trading more than in education. What inspired you being the only boy, although you were helping your mother, going up and down, walking up and down with your mother? What inspired you to study?
Yeah, I think I saw the struggle of my mother, my parents in general, especially my mother. We were in a room where there was no light, and the whole ceiling was punctured with holes. When it rained, we have to use buckets and pans to collect the water. I saw the pain, I saw poverty. And I know that something must be done. My sisters were doing so well. I was younger, so they were actually supporting my mother the most. And I saw our lifestyle. And I realized that with God, there can be a change. So if it takes studies and everything, we will bend the midnight oil and go all length. So all of us, my siblings, everybody, we took our education seriously. While my bigger sisters were helping my mother. My mother was also not educated, but pushing all of us. And let me give credit to my dad also. Growing up at the point after entrance, everything, he got a scholarship, Cocoa scholarship to go to school. So, but I'm talking about the early years. So we're looking at all those things, and we will have to wake up, collect water because it is raining in the night. You know, Ghana, when it is raining in the night, you enjoy your sleep. We don't. We always pray that it shouldn't rain. And a whole lot of struggle, it encouraged me. It encouraged my siblings to push at least the basic education. We should get it so that peradventure, God being on our side, we can change the narrative of our family history. And that is what encouraged all of us, including me, to push with our studies and with our education.
Wow. Wow. So from your background, from your portfolio that we just read, I found out that you you sat for the second and common entrance, which
That's correct.
Days in Form 2.
Yes.
This shows you were so brilliant.
You give praise to God.
Because I know at that time it was either Form 4 or Form 3.
That's correct.
So what, were you just chosen, or how were you able to do that?
All right, by the grace of God, during my early school years, I try. Thank you for the compliment, but I think I'm an average student, not very, very brilliant, but average student. And I've been, first to third positions along the line. So my teacher saw some of us and they said, why won't you give it a try? Yeah, so I said, okay. So we did a common entrance. Those days we did quantitative, and then we did the verbal and knowledge and all those things. By the grace of God, I went through. So that is where the door opened for me. I left Bethel Middle School and then straight to Hohwe EP Secondary School. And that is another chapter of my life.
And we want to know that chapter.
Oh yeah, that chapter is where the whole thing started spiritual, because right back home, back in Accra, yes, like I said, not so much involved in Christian activity. Let me put it this way, religious. Yeah, so we are not introduced to any other thing. We were not into any bad thing, but we were religious once in a while. Kotobabi, we had Ebenezer Assemblies of God Church, just a stone throw from our house.
Okay.
So festive occasions, incidentally, my spiritual father, I'll be talking about him very soon. The wife, Mama Grace, may her soul rest in peace, was attending that church, but I never knew her there anyway. I was young. So we used to go to that church over there, sitting for the common entrance. I went to Hohwe, 1988, started 88, 89, Form 1. I started there. And then I got to know Revival Assembly of God Church, Hokwe, led by and founded by Apostle Dr. Ernest Adulai. And that was why I started becoming so serious. So I was religious from Accra, and I picked it up at Hokwe. So I was a church boy. Let me say it like that, a church boy. And at that place, I was given a lot of opportunities. Initially, I decided to teach Sunday school. So when they were having the Sunday school, I remember the late George Azar and some other people, Superintendent Extra, they will not, I will be passing, trying to be part of the Sunday school teachers. I don't know how to get involved. So they didn't know me. So I'll be lurking around. A time came at the point I got into it when I started moving up a little bit. One other brother also supported and added his voice. He might have forgotten. A lot of people might have forgotten. He's called Paul Beckley. Yeah, he was telling the superintendent that this guy, he can teach. This guy, he can teach. He might have forgotten, but they decided to give me opportunity. At home, where we have a lot of classes. So I started with the Caleb class. So we have Caleb class, Timothy class, Solomon class, and then a lot of classes. So I started there. He was teaching, Paul Becker was teaching that class. So I took over little by little. And then my spiritual Madam of my grace spotted me. He saw something in me. I believe he spoke to my spiritual father about me. And then from there, I started getting involved in Sunday school. I was so much passionate about it. And when I even grew and I was in teaching, after school I was teaching, I would close from from school, teaching at Stando Senior High School. I will come down on Thursday. We normally have our preparatory class on Thursday. I will come down and then have the preparatory class and then go back Friday morning and sometimes go and teach the first lesson. So I did that for years. Yeah, and I was excited doing it. And I was involved in a lot of the ministry work department. Apostle Dr. Ernest Adulai was my Bible school then. I look up to him for everything. And Mama Grace, the late Mama Grace, involved me in a lot of, so I talk about Sunday school. He himself, she called me revivalist. Maybe the way I speak when I have the microphone. So that is the name she always called me, my revivalist. So I was involved in evangelism team, visitation team. And then, visitation after church, Sister Vic and my wife and other people, my pastor would give his Benz, Mercedes-Benz at that time. Pastor Linda, Mercedes-Benz. He will give it to us. We will use it to evangelize. Those who will not come to church, we will go to their houses and then we will go and then check up on them extra. A time came, I was a leader of the one evangelism group. So we will come to church after worship and praises, we will go to the community and then go, while church was going on, we will go and then evangelize to other people. Then we will come back before church closes. Please, we were doing this with joy. Not looking at anybody, we were just excited doing it. Today, the story is not the same. Yeah, everybody is agreeing, but that was how we didn't know God was preparing us for the future. I was involved in the prayer warriors. I can mention some of the prayer warriors members even up to today. Let me attempt to mention some of them. Brother Jojo, Brother Julius, and then the one officer, Joshua Samanyo, Sister Vic, Sister Jidaida, all of them. Sometimes you go to this brother's house. He has a very big mansion, Brother Jojo. We'll go and do retreat. We will go there and just go and fast. And these are the prayer warrior group. We will fast and then pray and fast and pray throughout the day. And Apostle Ernest Adulai, when we have deliverance and other things during Sunday, some of the cases will be shifted to us. And we will come back on Tuesday night and deal with the issue. And I saw him first casting out demons and deliverances, and I picked it up from him. and a whole lot of things. So I was studying a whole lot of, so now you understand. I said the whole thing pick up when I came to Hawkeye. Right. So I saw this man do a whole lot of things, and I was following him and doing a whole lot of all those things. So we will have the case, and sometimes we'll be praying for people, and then the power of God would descend. I remember one of the cases, we were praying for one lady. We started very nicely, talking as if nothing was going to happen. And when we started prayer, I sat on the chair and she sat on it. She got, it's a fire, as if she was burning. That day, by the grace of God, God used these prayer warriors I've just mentioned to deliver that lady, and she was free. So I was in the prayer warriors, and then I was also in the intercessory team. So apart from the prayer warrior, also, so remember, Sunday school, prayer warrior, and then intercessory team, I was part of it too. So apart from the prayer warrior, you also go and then intercede for people. After church, you will stay back and then intercede. The prayer warriors have their days that they do that. And then sometimes the youth, I was part of the youth executive. I grew up to become part of the men ministry executive. I was the secretary for a very long time before I left. We will go to, the youth and then some of the church members, we will go to what we call Beji. Now, Beji is like praying in the bush. So we go to, let's say, at the outskirts of the town. No noise, and then you go and scream and shout and pray. And those days we'll be praying on a road called Sam Trokofi Road and then Fotomer Road, sometimes Sam Trokofi Road. One prophet known in Ghana right now, Prophet Manasseh, they will come from Jasikan and join us there, Ben and other people. We were praying, and now you interview one of the senior colleague, Reverend Dufe, Emmanuel Dufe, the last time. They are interviewing the all party leading us. We were praying all those prayers. So those things help some of us to grow up in the spirit and to be where we are now by the grace of God. So that is the other chapter when I came to her where I pick up and continue up to now.
Wow. This is so gracious. Mama Melody is saying that Pastor Linda, God bless you. And then she goes on to say, God bless you, my dear husband. And also say that what God cannot do does not exist. All praise be unto God. So I'll ask that in all these things that you were doing in the house of God, was it after your secondary education or whilst you were in school?
Whilst I was in school, I was helps. That's why I did my O-level. And whilst there, I was the SU president. Yeah, so during vacation, I'll come back, stay at Hawkeye and get all those things done. When I went to the sixth form, Bando Senior High School, then Bando Secondary School, I was also the SU president. So I'll come back during the holidays, and I was a border to boarding student. Yeah, I will come back during the holidays and stay and do some of those things. So it was in school, both school and then back home holidays, school, back home holidays. So that was what I was doing. So in the school, I remember a story I was telling, I think my family the other day. I was telling the church the other day, we have what we call BK, Bible knowledge. And, those days you do all the subjects. And then from 3, science students, you go business and arts. So I was a business student. I wasn't a BK student, but I was always, because I was the SU president, I was always studying the Bible. But I was not going to write WAEC. I wasn't going to write any exam in this. I should be studying my economics, business management, commerce, accounting, and English, maths, and all those things. But I was always with the Bible. So it bothered one of the teachers. I can still remember the name, Miss Agama. She was teaching AB. So she reported me to my dad. My dad was then working at the CMB, Cocoa Marketing Board. Yeah. And he used to ride motorbike. So he came to the school and he had a conversation with me. And they had a serious meeting with me that you are a business student. If you were to be doing even BK, Bible knowledge, we understand. You are not doing an everyday Bible, what is that? But I was studying. But I just wanted to be on top of the game. So I was so much involved. I used to read those days. I was telling the children, Living Translation. Now it is NLT, New Living Translation. And those, it was a paraphrase. They made it a translation now. So I was reading those things. And even my essays, I was picking some of those English from that Bible to write my essays. And I was doing well. But they didn't know. They were scared that, oh, why am I always Bible, Bible, Bible? So I was doing all those things, but by the grace of God, God saw me through. I did my A-level, I did my O-level, I did my A-level, and then from there, I went to the university. Before then, after sixth form, you do national service, you understand? So I did my national service with Electoral Commission, with Hawkway branch department there, before I went to the university. And then another chapter started from there too.
Wow. Wow. So was Hawkway Secondary School, was it a mixed school?
Yes, it was a mixed school, but Bando Secondary School was also a mixed school.
Okay, so I'm coming there.
Okay.
You know, if you are always on the limelight, everybody, all eyes are on you.
Yeah.
No, not doing anything in the school. Nobody bothers you. Nobody cares about you.
Yeah.
So I want to find out, being the SU president and you being with a lot of people, can you share with us if you had any encounters once we're in that position?
Yeah. When I was let me start from Herbs, then I'll go to Bando. Yeah, Herbs. Yes, I had a lot of encounters because we were kind of a little bit strict. And I think sometimes you pick some things and unknowingly I picked some of those things from my spiritual dad, Reverend Dr. Apostle Adulai. I remember one day he called me that I should accompany him somewhere. I didn't know where we were going. I jumped into the car and then we went to a place at what we call Segbedeme area. And then he asked me to go and knock a particular door. I don't know how he got to know about that one. And when I went there, one of the church members, female, was there with the boyfriend. So I saw Daddy want to see you. She was scared. And then when she came, the apostle said she jumped into the car and we took her home. Yeah. Now the lady is wonderfully married. Maybe somebody would have destroyed her life. So I saw all those things. And so when I was at school as SU president, I was trying to protect the ladies from, these guys. And definitely I will incur the wrath of some of them. Some didn't like me. Not that they didn't like me. They respected me and then they feel shy of me. But behind the scene, it was like, I'm spoiling their game.
Their plans.
So the SU were so strong. And then we were all students. But for some reason, the grace, they listen to us when we give them some instructions. I remember, fast forward to Bando, since we are on the same level, so let me line up the two together. Bando, the same thing. And the choir was our eye. Helps some of the choir members today. They are in this country right now. And the leading choir is in New Jersey. I talk to her this all the time, most of the time. So God helped all of them up to this point. So Bando, the choir, one lady was in the choir, and I realized that she'll come and sing, and then she'll go and do this boyfriend thing, whatever. And it was giving the group SU, it was giving us a bad name. So one day I went there, let me mention a name. Jifa, Caro, Francisca, all of them are married now. They were part of the choir there. So one day they came to the choir meeting and I took the girl out. And I said, from today, you are not going to be a member of the choir. I was a little bit strong and then firm. She didn't like it. The boy, the guy who was going out with her didn't like it. These people, they were not my siblings, but I was just trying to let them, they have a better life. And I know those guys, I'm a boy. Let me say, I'm a boy then, yeah. I know the conversations they have behind the scene. When we go to the dormitories, I know what they say. And as the SC president, sometimes it is an indictment on us, and then I feel uncomfortable. So I said, you will not. I didn't do it with a bad intent at the time. They didn't understand. But After many years, I met this lady at home. She ran and called me and came to me. She understood. It was better for her then. We had completed school so many years, but I realized that I did something good. At the time, people will not understand. So doing this thing now, we understand. I will incur the wrath of people, the young men. They will tell you that, oh, you want to marry all the girls, and they will give you bad name, or you like them, you are in love with them. That is why you are doing a whole lot of things. But, especially that I ignored them and kept doing what I was doing up to now. So those are some of the challenges I went through, but God saw us through.
Wow. And from the women themselves that you were protecting, I know that definitely some of them you might feel they are so special to you here and there. How was your relationship with them?
Yeah, I always talk about always being platonic and then, study everybody. So I was very careful because if I do something, it messes up the name of the group and the name of God. So I took all of them as my sisters. Well, some of them might have some other ideas, but, I just decided that let's be sisters and then let's move on. God knows the future.
Wow. 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 Now let's come to your third chapter in the University of Cape Coast.
Okay. Thank you.
How was life and how were you able to maintain your spiritual grounds?
All right. Life was, university. It is a city on its own. I've been telling my boys, my children, that if you go to secondary school, you say you want so and so, they will just go to his dorm or her dorm and then get the person for you. But for university, it's a city. Unless you know the room, the hall, and everything. So it's a big, you meet a lot of people from Achimota, Wegehi, everywhere. So you have to study and you have to perform. Otherwise, they might even, sack you from the school if your GPA falls. But, we came from far. We knew his grace. We knew what he has done. We took our study seriously, and then we took our service to God and our worship of God also seriously. And God has not disappointed us. There are people who don't know how to balance their life. So I've been telling my children and the church members sometimes, I know of a guy, even in the classroom, you'll be speaking tongues, everything. But there is time for everything. When it's time for you to study, you study. When it's time for you to serve God, you serve God. There are times some of the lecturers will even schedule quiz, what we call quiz, like IA, interim assessment, or let me put it in a normal parlance, test. They'll put it Sunday morning. We wouldn't say we are Christians, so we will not write the test. You will fail. So go and write the test. Skip church at that time. We have a good reason. And sometimes we go. So we were balancing our studies and then with our worship of God. I was in the executive and then the superintendent, general superintendent today, Reverend Dr. Wingham was my schoolmate. He was then in Legon. And then I was at Cape Coast. And he became our national AGCM president. So we go for our biannual meetings at Legon, where we review some of the constitutions and a whole lot of things. So I've been part of that group growing up, and it helped me a lot to know, let me say a little, not a lot, a little about Assemblies of God and some of the things. So we meet with, I remember I took a picture with Reverend Dr. Simon Azori. He came to Cape Coast. They came to talk to us because when certain things happen, the students have some kind of power to bring the leadership down so we can have a conversation. So I have the opportunity to talk to all those groups of people, to Frimpong, www. The late, before Professor Frimpong also came on, and then now Wingham. For Wingham, Reverend Wingham, GS now, he was my schoolmate. So we have had interaction several times because of AGCN. I was in the Sunday school department there also, supporting prayer section. I remember when I was going to be interviewed for prayer or Sunday school department, they were interviewing people. People would go in for about 30, 45 minutes. And when I went there, they asked me two questions. Will you want to become a prayer? I say this respectfully and with all humility. Will you want to be part of the prayer warriors, or or a Sunday school. I said, I'll be in Sunday school and I'll support the prayer warrior. The prayer warrior, the leader was then Eric. I've forgotten the last name. I think he's also a pastor in UK right now. And we did the work from there, and then serving God and taking our studies also seriously at the university level. And God has seen us through up to this point.
Wow. Wow. So did you have, in all these things, were you aspiring to become a pastor? And what was your mother's reaction all these years towards the things that you were doing for God?
The aspiration, I just love the things of God. I didn't know I would become a pastor in the church, but I wouldn't also be surprised because I realized that I have some grace in that light. But the first part, just doing the work of God and what God leads, I would go. So that was all that I was doing. Initially, I was thinking of even become a bank manager. I remember I told I was a business student. Yeah. So I was thinking, but my mother always prays for us. My mother will always, she is excited when I'm doing the things of God. And sometimes he tells me I don't like to eat because anytime they announce fasting at church, then he said I'll be happy because I don't like eating. Now they say I've grown fat, I've grown big. Well, like I was then, lingy as they will say it. So my mother said, I'll eat a little bit. Anytime they say fasting, but she has been praying for us and she's always instrumental in our spiritual upbringing. So she's excited growing up. Then you see the signs that God is leading me that way. My spiritual father also saw it. And other people, they always trying to encourage me. In fact, I used to preach when I was not even at Sopon. Reverend Dufe was at Sopon when I was at Cape Coast. So, and then the late Mama Grace. So sometimes I'll just go and visit them at the school, Sopon, Bible school, Sopon. I'll just come there and visit them a couple of times. So I was just excited doing this thing. But when I came to Okwe, Mama Grace was using me to preach to the youth, the people I use, Karu and Co. Yeah, I'll go there, Brackinsley and all of them, a lot of them. So I'll go and preach to them there. And the lady, Mama Grace, saw something in me. She was always pushing. That's why she called me revivalist. She was, prophesying some things in my life. And my spiritual father, Sunday, so the pastors will be lying about, he'll give me microphone. And I've been telling people we have regional director of education. When I was even at Kasek, my regional director of education, Mr. Klein, was a member of the church. And they'll be sitting down. And then there was one lady, the district director of education, may her soul rest in peace, Mama Beauty, and some other big people. I was young. They will give me microphone. Sunday service, the place is packed, and I will be preaching. So I saw that grace, and it was like a preparatory grounds for me. It was like a training ground, and I was seeing that direction. I see that it was coming, but I didn't know when it will happen. To go to Bible school in Ghana, I was kind of hesitating because I was kind of my wife, my children, and then starting. And then the student also at Klasek, I was teaching them economics. They wouldn't want me to leave. Every year, they'll hear of me and say, oh, sir, just let me complete before you leave. And they were completing school and they were moving, and everybody was like, I was having some sympathy for. I wanted to help. Sometimes I organized classes are done. I wanted to help so that they can write their WAEC and pass. So I prayed a prayer. I said, God, this battle and everything, if I will leave the country, initially, my wife and we just wanted to just visit any place outside Ghana, also sit in a plane, and then visit and come back. Because I didn't see myself living Hongwe just because of the church. Though my parents were there, just because of the church. Sometimes, though, the churches, Assemblies of God churches, were there, they will tell me, can you come and help us Sunday? I would drive and go to Hogwarts. It's one of the things. My friends I started school with, they were not born in Accra. I was born in Accra. They were not born in, they were born at Hogwarts. All of them relocated to Accra, to the cities. I said, no, I will be at Hogwarts. In fact, a time even came, my wife said that I'm a native of Hogwarts. can we also leave small? And then when I come, they will say, oh, you are welcome. I said, no, we will stay here at Hogway. Just because of the church. That's all. My commitment to the church. That was all. But God being so good, a visit to come, it became a complete relocation. So I prayed the prayer that if I come, I will come and then attend Bible school here. And when I came, you know what happened? I didn't attend Bible school. I went to do my master's, MBA. Yeah. So one day a prophet came to a church we were attending at Springfield, Assemblies of God Church. And the prophet came, I was sitting with a brother at the front row. And the prophet came, was not talking to me, was talking to the brother. And he said, all the school you are attending, you end up doing the work of God. You can't dodge it. And he was talking to the brother, not me. And in fact, he said, you did this and that. Everything he was telling the brother was me. It wasn't the brother. But when people were mentioning the brother, hey, this brother, this, but I knew when he was talking to the brother, I did like this because I knew everything he was saying. And he said, you are attending your master effort. The brother was not attending master, doing any course in master. I was the one doing it. So, and then he went back to Ghana and made some statements. And all the statements, the brother is a friend. Far away from that, the statement, me. But, he was talking to the brother. Elijah also made a mistake sometimes. He said, hey, God, it's only you. And God said, no, I have 7,000. So it wasn't this thing. So later on, I realized that, no, God, you have spoken to me. Though the whole church thought it was a brother, but I knew it was me. Then, quickly, after some time, I enrolled in the Bible school, Assemblies of God Bible School here, and then continued the path here. So those are some of the things that happened during my coming to the US when I relocated in 2012.
So when you came directly with your wife?
I came first, and then they came after almost 1.5 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I came first. I was supposed to come together, but because of 1 or 2 financial issues, I took the lead. And then later on, my wife and 2 kids followed. And we started our life here.
Okay. Now, let's go to Mommy.
Okay.
Well, let's go ahead a little bit since Mommy's name has been mentioned. Mommy, God bless you, Reverend Mrs. Melody Dumenu. God bless you so much for your kind support today and also for being a pillar behind Reverend Tony's ministry, because I know we are really, really, really doing good and helping him in the ministry. Sometimes I always say that people say behind every successful man, but I correct that statement and I say women are not behind the men, we are beside the men, because we were taken from their ribs, not their backbone. Yeah, so we are always beside you. And that is when you are beside somebody. The moment you are standing, you are also looking. And when they are going astray, you are quickly able to pull them to position back. That's why even when you are holding your son or your daughter's hands, walking along on the roadside, you don't put them ahead of you, nor put them behind you, unless maybe you are carrying them as we normally do from the traditional way. But if you are walking alongside the way, you have to let them be beside you, so that when they are going on the wrong path, you'll be able to quickly pull them. So women are always on the side of the men, and we are able to pull. How did you meet Mommy in Hawaii?
Wonderful.
All the women's in school and everything. How were you able to catch Mommy single-handed? What did Mommy do? What was the attraction?
She was not even at Hogway at the time, growing up. So she attended Archbishop Potter Girls, and then she was with the brothers, and then she went to Boku. She once in a while comes down to Hogway. I attended school with the elder sister. She was an athlete, and then she will come. But because of time, let me just cut it short. We had a youth meeting one day, and then she came. She was in a black t-shirt with some, I don't know, I can't forget. I can't remember, but I think Psalm 70, one of the Psalms, but it is in the 7 area. 70, 72, one of those. And I read the inscription at the back of the Psalm. And then I saw her. I said, oh, this lady, I've never seen this lady before. Because there are other ladies with this one, I've never seen her before. Some other church members knew her, but not me. So the way I am, I just struck an acquaintance and greeted her. I was also one of the executives, so that was all. Continue doing what we were doing, etc. But later on, friendship developed with other people. And even at that time, it was platonic. So we started praying with other groups. Yeah, Brother Confidence, Brother Simpri, and Francisca, my wife Mary, Caro. I've forgotten some of the names. Maybe I'm adding some. So we started praying. Along the line, friendship started developing, and then I proposed. The proposal was wonderful. I came back from school one day. I was in the university. They had a retreat at Volta School for the Deaf, if I'm not mistaken. I was in there. It was during Christmas season. And she wrote, Reverend Adula said they should write what they need. I think she wrote that if I'm the one, I should do proposal, something like that. She can talk about that one best. So I came, I was riding a motorbike, and then I visited her, went pick her up, and I went around their area, a spot there. Then I told her straightforward, I proposed to her, and she said she would pray about it, but I knew she was lying. She wasn't praying, she was not going to pray about it. She knew already. So I proposed to her, and then after some time she said yes, and then by God's grace we are.
Wow. Mommy, we are going to start the year 2025 with you. You are going to Reverend Melody. You are going to be our first guest. So please prepare yourself, God willing. We'll see if not next week, next 2 weeks, we'll pick you up. Yeah, we'll be having our 40 days fasting and prayer. So we'll see. We'll discuss with the manager and then my production manager. If it's possible next week, we will pick Mommy. So Mommy, please, Mama Melody. No disappointment. We are picking you either next week or next 2 weeks for my encounter at Jericho. Okay, so Reverend Tony, Reverend Anthony Julius says that God bless you abundantly. Yes, God bless you so much. Your last words for us and our viewers today.
Thank you, Julius. Julius is a very good brother of mine, part of the prayer warriors. Then he's also the regional ministry leader now. And I was talking about my pastor giving me microphone to preach on Sunday with all my leaders, all my superiors, when I was a teacher, sitting down, listening to me. He has so much confidence in me, so much so that he sent me to other areas that he could have gone. And I respect Apostle Ernest Adulai so much for that confidence he has in me. And I'm grateful. It's a privilege. All that I wanted to say to the young and upcoming ones, those who want to enter into ministry, no rush. Colossians chapter 3, verse 23-24, he said, he said, whatever we are doing let us do it. I like that phrase, heartily. Let's do it heartily. At the right time, God will honor you. All that I wanted to tell everybody listening to me this afternoon or wherever this evening, serve God. Be happy serving God. No strings attached. Don't look at other things. Oh, the bigger people, they have this thing, they are riding in a aeroplane or whatever. No, just serve God. Like I said, our own pocket money, we are using, buying fuel, everything, and just serving God. We didn't care whoever is getting paid or not. That was what we were doing. At the right time, God lifted us up to where we are now. So please, young ones and everybody, serve God with all your heart. Be excited in doing the work of God. At the right time, God himself will be your rewarder. Amen. I want to take this opportunity to thank the apostle of Upper Room, a wonderful man of God, Reverend. He said we should call him Pastor Mark Asitimin. I salute him. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh, God bless you. From Reverend C.M. he says that's powerful story. I am really inspired by your story. He said, I never knew this story about you. Powerful and very inciting. And then Mami Tiwa Tenewa says that may the Lord strengthen us and says amen and amen. God bless you all for all your wonderful comments and your views and everything. Please keep sharing. We don't end it up here, but we keep sharing to loved ones so that as people are hearing and passing through all these things, they get to know that it is really indeed the doing of the Lord. And for us, it is indeed so marvelous in our sight. God bless you very much, Pastor Tony, for this great inspiration you have given to us, this insight, this very powerful story behind you, and then the success and how far God has brought you. I know definitely one of these days we'll come in again with all the things that God has done in the life of you. Reverend Tony is very busy. That's why we took him as a last one for today. But I know along the line in the year 2025, God willing, we will be picking him alongside again to the ministry in about going to be all about ministry and
okay. All right, that'll be fine. Yeah.
State, how he started his ministry here in the United States. So a part 2, Reverend, will surely come on. That will be based on ministry. God bless you all viewers for being with us from January to December. We really appreciate you, your time, your data, your inspirations, your encouragement. It's what has sustained us until this moment. Now also you are here listening and talking to us and saying, giving stories about what God has done for you through listening to my Encounter at Jericho. Your encounters is going to be an encouragement to somebody. Encounter at Jericho involves not only pastors, we involve teachers, doctors, lawyers, students, even sometimes I really need the students more, so that what others are moving through in the colleges, the things that they are being through, the experiences that they are going through, you also, when you get there, you will know that if God is on your side, you are more than conqueror. God bless you all. Mami Tiwa said, God bless you, shepherd of the Lord. God bless you. That's coming from Mami Tenewa. And then Mama, I say Afishapa, Reverend, and Mama Melody says, God bless you. Well done. So Mama Melody, you are first on my list for 2025. Daddy, please send Mommy's contact to me, and then I know you're going. She's hearing me by herself, but I need to call her. So please send her contact to me, and I'll call her, fix a date with her, because whatever it is, ladies first, she's going to open up 2025 for us next year, God willing. Viewers, this is how far God has brought us, and that's where we draw the curtains for the year 2025. It's been so marvelous with you, Pastor Dan. God bless you for always being with us at the studios and also, turning up everything for Pastor Punya. So yeah, God bless you all for being with us throughout the whole year, and I wish everybody a wonderful, wonderful, blessed new year. We are entering into the year, ending the year today, and in the same week we are entering into another year. It is the marvelous thing that God is giving unto us. So we are ending in victory and entering in victory. Don't forget to go before the Lord and give thanks unto Him, because Thanksgiving is application for more. And your offering is very, very also important. Your first seed for the year will pave way for you. Don't forget to go. Don't go to the house of God empty-handed. Yes, this night. If you are going, go sow a seed on the life of yourself, your family, and God will surely bless you. Bye-bye till we meet again, God willing, next week, and I'll say next year.
Sing.